Just saying. There will be an altar honoring fathers and those who have been like fathers, so please bring a photo or something that represents your loved ones to you and join us in that celebration. We're starting our walkabouts again. So the June walkabout is Saturday, June 22nd. Join Catherine Barrett and Doug Rogers for a moderately brisk walk. This means something different to everyone. So if you think you can walk moderately briskly, join them at the Oxbow Natural Area. It's an opportunity to come together as a community and connect with other people and walk around in nature. And then after the walk, I do read these in advance, just so you know, and it says, after the walk, Doug will grill up something delicious. Children are welcome.
No grilling children.
I know. So I just read what's here, and when I read this in advance, I thought, oh, what could go wrong with that? So that's Saturday, June 22nd. Pride booth. Come and join the volunteers with us at this year's Pride booth on June 29th. We are going to spread the love and show the LGBTQIA+ community that safe spaces do exist, where all people are welcome and loved for who they are, and we are one of those safe spaces. So come and join us at the Pride booth. Every Sunday we gather together to share a meal. Tonight we will be going out to dinner at a local restaurant. Please meet at the welcome table after service if you're interested in joining us for connection, conversation, and a great meal. And they will let you know what the consensus is about where the meal will be. Everything else, my favorite QR code, it's come back down, or www.cslnoco.org. I'm going to get myself a laser pointer. That's what's going to happen. That's all I know.
Thank you for that. All right. So now is our time to move into just some stillness, some silence. Let's just take some deep breaths. And we're going to go ahead and move into an opening chant followed by an opening prayer. And I'm going to ask that Gianna come on up and play our singing bowls.
There is a love holding me. There is a love holding all that I love. There is a love holding all. I rest in this love. There is a love holding us. There is a once more together. There is a love holding me. There is a love holding all that I love. There is a love holding all. I rest in this love. We rest. We rest in this love.
Oh, Spirit, we sit in this silence and our awareness grows to the presence. It is an abundance of everything, and it rests in our hearts. And as our awareness grows, we become aware of the presence in this room. And we feel this sense of comfort and just peace. But the presence is also felt outside these four walls and around the world, touching the hearts of so many people on this planet. But then Spirit goes even further, for that is what this infinite source is all about. And I know that the presence in this room blesses each and every one of us. And for those of you online, it blesses and touches you. And then I know our time is so blessed as Reverend Lea shares her words, for it becomes from that divine source. And so I release these words into that universal law, and I am so grateful that the divine has manifested everything that it is meant to be. And so I let this go, and I let it be, and so it is.
This song was written by Jana Stanfield and David Flaherty, and this is called Increase My Faith. Increase my faith in the things I cannot see, in the things I cannot prove, yet I choose to believe. When my confidence fades, it's these words I pray. Oh, increase my faith, increase my faith. Open my mind to the things I need to know, the thoughts I need to hold, and thoughts I can let go. Help me be wise, see the world through others' eyes. Oh, open my mind, open my mind. That's how I want to be. The gift I want to give to the people I meet. Let each of us sing our own harmony. Oh, peaceful and free, peaceful and free. Increase my faith, increase my faith, increase my faith, increase my faith. There. There.
Okay. Am I good? Okay. Thumbs up back there? Wonderful sound people? Yes. Okay. Okay, let's take a breath. It's a little unnerving, yeah? Okay, but it's all good. It's all good. So, this month, we're talking about holy boldness. Isn't that a cool term, holy boldness? That essentially means that approaching our life in a holy way, but in a bold way. How cool is that? I love that. And today, the title is Fired Up. Now, fired up essentially implies conviction. Yeah? It implies that we have a commitment to something in our life. That whatever it is that we are focused on, there's conviction behind it. Now, there's many things, though, in our life that we can be fired up about. Yeah, many, many things. But today, I'm talking about faith. Getting fired up about faith. Now, faith is an interesting experience for us as spiritual people. We know the importance of it. If you've been on the path for a while, you know the importance of having faith, yeah? But how often do you have full belly faith? Fire in the belly kind of faith. How often? Think about that. That's what I'm going to be talking about today. For some of you, you might be thinking, gosh, I don't know if I've ever actually experienced that. I have faith. Yes, I have faith. But faith, like full, fired up faith, that's a whole other level of faith. Now, sometimes along our path, we lose our faith, don't we? We lose our faith because our relationship with God, our relationship with Spirit, our relationship with the divine, somehow along the way shifts, changes. Some of us have experienced some hard things in the religions that we were raised in. And so we lost our faith at some point. Or we lose our faith because we think, does it really make a difference to have faith? Or we just lose our faith perhaps because we have been burned one too many times. We believed that something would turn out for us, and then it didn't. It didn't turn out the way that we hoped, the way that we expected. We want to believe that something is possible, and then it just doesn't turn out. And so we get disappointed. I've said this before. I think our culture is a I'll believe it when I see it kind of culture. Yeah? Would you agree with that? That's kind of just how we've all been raised. I'll believe it when I see it. Instead, being bold and knowing that something is going to happen before we ever see it. Do you know, and that is what the science of mind is all about. That is what our philosophy is all about. It's about believing that something is going to happen, something is going to unfold for our life before we ever see it. Ernest Holmes knew this. Ernest Holmes, our founder, he said this: not only must we have complete faith in spirit and its ability to know and to do, but we must have complete confidence in our approach to it. We must not be lukewarm in our conviction. We must know that we know. So Ernest Holmes knew that if we are lukewarm in our conviction, then what is going to return back to us is more lukewarm. Yeah? Because what we put out comes back to us. So if we want a change in our life and we're approaching something with this lukewarm conviction, yeah, it would be nice if this thing over here changed in my life. Yeah, it'd be great. It would be great. Versus I know that something is changing, something is unfolding. There's a difference in the energy. Yeah? So when we are operating from that place of pure faith, when we are fired up, there's no resistance. There's no resistance. There's no doubt that something is going to unfold. Doubt and fear aren't even a part of the equation. Now we think that the mind comes into play here. And in one way it does, because our mind has to create what it is that we desire. So it starts with a divine idea. But the mind, it's not the mind's job to force something to happen. I have to have this. This thing must occur in my life. And we think that we have to use the mind to force it to happen. But when we are approaching something with absolute conviction, what's behind that is spirit. What's behind that is our connection and our oneness with God. That is what creates that conviction. So when we're aligning with spirit, the mind acquiesces, the mind surrenders. Because we know that something is unfolding for us. So we just need to figure out what it is that we desire and then get out of the way. But you know how we do as human beings, we want to control things. Or is that just me? We want to control, right? We want to see the outcome. We want to know how this thing is going to turn out in our life, and we want to get our hands in there. But you know, pure faith requires us to step back and to trust. Life is funny. Life continues to bring us initiations, spiritual initiations, doesn't it? Small ones, sometimes huge ones. And, you know, I don't believe that life is testing us. I don't believe that. But I do believe that we all need a little nudge. We all need a little push sometimes. I love what Pema Chodron said. She said, to be fully alive, fully human, and completely awake is to be continually thrown out of the nest. Look at how cute that little bird is. He's like, yeah, okay, all right, I can fly, I can do this. So we get thrown out of the nest sometimes and we're not ready for it. And that's actually a good thing. It's a good thing. Because what it asks us to do is to trust. It asks us to have that fired up kind of faith. That when we get pushed out of the nest, we can actually fly. And that we're going to land and be okay. But sometimes, we have to be held under the water to a point where we feel like we can't breathe. But those moments when we feel we cannot breathe, those are the greatest moments. Because those are the moments we look back on those moments and we see, God, you know what? I made it through that. I didn't think that I could get through that thing, but look, I did. I did get through that. And because I got through that then, I can get through this thing that I'm facing in my life. Sometimes we need evidence, don't we? We need evidence. We need evidence in our own life to see, well, gosh, I handled this thing, so chances are I'm going to be able to handle this thing over here. Our job is to train our minds to see things differently. Is to look at a situation in our life, to look at it not as though something is happening to me, but something is happening for me. For me. Because as soon as we say it's happening to me, then where does the blame go? Where does the finger go? It goes out here. It's someone's fault. It's that politician. It's that group of people. It's that person. It's that organization. So when we recognize and see that what just happened in our life is happening for us, then we can see the gift in it. And when we can see the gift in it, then we can say, thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for showing me this thing that is in front of me, that is taking me to my knees. Thank you. Because when life does that, that's when the biggest growth happens, doesn't it? That's when the lessons come, don't they? In the moment, it feels so hard. And it feels as though we will not overcome that thing, and yet we always do, don't we? We always do. So we look at that thing over here that broke your heart, and that thing over here that is really challenging and hard, and that person over there that is making you crazy. We look at all of those situations and we look at them with new eyes. When we are fired up with faith, we can look at every single situation and we are able to see them in a new way. We're able to see them as a gift, not as something happening to me, but something happening for me. I want to talk about hope for a moment. Hope is an interesting word. Hope has a sweet energy to it. And when we are feeling resigned and we are in a hard place, if we can move from that place of resignation to hope, we have made some progress. So I don't want to say hope is a bad thing. But when we stay in a place of hope, here's what happens. I hope that this thing in my life will change. I hope that this situation in my life will be better, will be different. So when we are in the energy of hope and we remain there, that thing that we desire stays out here. It's out here. We hope, we want, we would like it to be different. fire in the belly. Pure faith, faith with conviction, is all about now, not hoping, knowing that something's going to change. It has a whole different energy to it. And so when we are tapped into that energy, no matter the darkness that we are facing, no matter what is in front of us, we know that it's going to be okay. Dr. Martin Luther King said, "We can walk through the darkest night with the radiant conviction that all things work together for the good." So when we have practiced this, when we have practiced our faith with conviction, we know that no matter how dark it is, that we are going to get through it. Not we are going to, but we are moving through it. And so we say, "Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for showing me the way." Spiritual conviction is a choice. Faith is a choice. It's choosing to believe moment by moment. In this moment, some of you are like, "Okay, God, I could have more faith in that area in my life." And then by the time you leave the service and you're driving home, you've lost your faith. Yeah? Or maybe in 10 minutes, it's gone. Yeah, that's the human walk. 1 minute, we've got that faith, we know it, we're fired up, and 10 minutes later, oh no, I don't know if I can do this. So we consciously choose in every moment, this moment, and then this moment right now, I choose to have faith. I choose to know that this thing that I am facing in my life is transforming itself, is unfolding for my highest and my greatest good. I don't know what the outcome is going to be. We don't need to know the outcome. I know we want to know the outcome. But we just have to focus on where we're at right now. Right now, I choose to have faith. Right now, I choose. We cannot control what shows up out there. We can't, as much as we'd like to. But we can choose to not allow this thing in our life to be all-consuming. We can stand up and say, "You know what? No. I am not going to allow this thing in my life to completely consume me and take me down. I will not allow this thing to destroy my faith. I will not allow this thing to destroy all of the work that I have done to get to this point in my life." We can see the condition in our life, but we don't have to choose to pitch a tent there. We don't have to choose to hang out there. And we like hanging out in that tent sometimes. I know. I do too. We get stuck there though. Yeah? So it's recognizing in that moment when we're stuck, when we're hanging out in that tent. Okay, do I want to be happy or right? Do I want to experience more joy and more freedom in my life? What am I willing to do in this moment right now? I'm going to choose to have faith. I'm going to choose something that is going to bring me joy. Ernest Holmes talked a lot about looking away from the condition. He said, "Here's the condition, look away from the condition. Look away from it." Now, that could be interpreted as bypassing. Well, here, I've got this thing going on in my life, and I'm just going to look at something joyful over here and not look at the thing. It's not about not looking at it, but it's not allowing ourselves to not be consumed by it. So it's recognizing that it is there, but then it's making a conscious choice to choose a different thought, to choose a different focus, to choose faith in the midst of it. And I want to acknowledge something. Sometimes brain chemistry is a factor, isn't it? For some of us, brain chemistry is a huge factor in our life. For some of us, trauma is also a challenge. And when we are triggered by something and the trauma comes back in and we are reliving that trauma, we can't think straight, can we? So in those moments, I just want to acknowledge that and honor that. Because there are moments when we are reliving trauma, we do not have a choice. We do not have a choice to just choose a different thought and to just look over here when we're in the midst of it. So I just want to acknowledge that, because that's something to be aware of and to be gentle with ourselves when we are experiencing those moments. But there are other times when our thoughts just run rampant and our beliefs take over, and now we're spiraling downwards. And if we can catch ourselves when that happens, to become aware of what is happening, and then make a different choice. It's a powerful and empowering thing we can do. I invite you right now to become aware of your state of mind, right now. Become aware of how you're feeling. Become aware of a challenge in your life that you're facing. Just one. Pick one. Pick one challenge. And now ask yourself, am I approaching this thing in my life with spiritual conviction, with fire in the belly faith? Am I approaching it in that way? Now, there's no judgment in this. It's just to notice. How are you approaching it? What are your thoughts and your beliefs related to that? Are we stuck more in fear and worry and doubt? And if we are, it's okay that if you are. If you're there, it's okay. Are you willing to make a different choice? Right now, are you willing? James Hillman said, "You have to give up the life you have to get the life that's waiting for you." So, if we want a different life, we have to be willing to do something different. And I'm not talking big change. It's just making a choice moment by moment. It's up to us to uncover the gifts in our life, yeah? It's up to us to uncover what this thing that is in front of us that seems so big, what it's here to teach us, what it's here to show us. It's up to us to uncover what the meaning is, what the lessons are, how it is a teacher to us in our life. And as we do that, our perspective shifts. We are then able to see the situation completely differently. And we in that moment can recognize, if we can see it as a gift, we can recognize spirit in it, likely. We can see that God is in that thing that is so painful and hard. The divine is right there. And it's tapping me on the shoulder, trying to get my attention. And so we have the opportunity to choose in every moment. In our philosophy, we teach a certain kind of prayer, and it's called science of mind treatment. Now, most of you know what this is. This is a powerful form of prayer. And this type of prayer begins in the first step by acknowledging that the divine is contained in all things. God is found in every leaf and every tree and every blade of grass and every rock and every being. That is the first step. So we first acknowledge that. And then the next step, we affirm our oneness with Spirit. So we acknowledge and recognize that we are one with all that is. We are one with the divine. We are one with spirit. We can never be separated from it. And then in that third step, this is where it gets good. In the third step is when we affirm that thing that we want to change in our life, the thing that we desire to be different in our life. And that third step, we declare, we affirm, we claim that it is done right here and right now. So that's very different from the prayers that most of us were raised to do, yeah? We're praying from God. We're not praying to, we're praying from. And we're claiming and declaring it is done right here, right now. Someone shout out, what is something that you want in your life right now? Just shout it out. A new car. All right, a new car. It is done. A new car. Yes, Doug has a new car right here, right now. What did someone else say? Divine order. So instead of us saying, I wish for a new car, or I wish to experience divine order in my life, I am experiencing divine order in my life. I am driving my new car. I am living in this abundant life that allows me to purchase whatever it is that I desire in my life. Instead of saying, I want better health, we claim and know, I know that I am healthy, whole, and my body is full of vitality right here and right now. So that third step, we are affirming, we are declaring with conviction. We aren't saying, well, it would be nice if I had divine order. It'd be nice if I was healthier. Yeah, it'd be nice. We know that I am. We speak in the present moment. It is done. We are declaring it to be so. And then the fourth step is giving thanks for the manifestation of it, that it is already here. You know, Yeshua knew this. When Yeshua spoke, he gave thanks. He gave thanks for what was already done. He knew it was already done. And then the last step is release. We let it go. We release it. We hand it over. And we let God do God's perfect work through us. We let it go. Ernest Holmes said, prayer leads one to a place of mental acceptance, but prayer without faith is ineffectual. Faith elevates the prayer to conviction and acceptance. So instead of hoping for change, we know that change is happening. We know that it is, because it cannot be any other way. And the energy behind it is a felt sense. Can you feel the difference? Can you feel the difference between knowing and declaring versus I hope or I want or I would like? So I invite you this week to practice this. As you think about things in your life that you're experiencing, things that you want to experience in a new way or a different way, declare it as though it is already happening now. Try on being fired up. Some of you, this might be a very new thing to be fired up in your life. Try it out. Play with it. Have fun with it. Mark Nepo said, as we say yes to the universe says yes back to us. He said, the flower doesn't dream of the bee, it blossoms and the bee comes. So when we say yes, when we are fired up in our conviction about what is possible for our life, what do you think the universe does for us as we do that? The universe then brings to us more things to be fired up about, more things to be excited about, more things to be joyous about. So I want to close today with an affirmation. And I'm going to ask you to repeat some words after me. And here's how I'm going to ask you to do this. With conviction, if you couldn't have guessed. Yeah, so I want to hear you. I want to hear your voices. So repeat after me. I choose to have faith in the power of Spirit. I trust that life is happening for me. I celebrate this truth. I choose faith with conviction. I choose faith with boldness. I choose to see my life with new eyes. I choose to believe that everything is unfolding in the highest and best way. Close enough. I know that was a long one. Thank you, life. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, God. Let's close out in prayer. Practitioners, please stand in high consciousness. And so, as we move into this closing prayer, we feel the vibrancy and the energy of our conviction. We feel the vibration and the frequency that is present here right now. I'm knowing that as we think about our life, as we think about the things in our life that we would like to change, that we would like to transform, I am knowing that as we go out into our life, that we are willing to see Spirit in all of it. That we are able to recognize and know that life is happening for us. That we are able to approach each situation with conviction, with the faith to know that everything is unfolding for our highest and our greatest good. And so I am so grateful to know this truth. I am so grateful to claim this truth for every single person here. And so I release this, I let it go, I allow it to be, and together we say, and so it is.
You could go ahead and tiptoe through your life, digging in the dirt, you could stress on the strife, but I'm gonna fly past the worry and the pain today. I'm flying on faith. I'm flying on faith. You could cry all night about the things that you hate, so dissatisfied in so many ways, but I'm gonna find a way to celebrate today. I'm flying on faith. I'm flying on faith. Picked up my baggage and I threw it out the door. Not looking back because the past is such a bore. Gonna stand with the moon and the stars up in my face today. Today I'm flying on faith. I'm flying on faith. You could hurry full of worry, let the fear take you out, imagining the worst overcome with doubt. There's no way to know, knowing is the only way today. I'm flying on faith. I'm flying on faith. Picked up my baggage and I threw it out the door. Not looking back because the past is such a bore. I'm gonna stand with the moon and the stars up in my face today. 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 I'm flying on faith. I'm flying on faith. You
Well, that was energetic. I love that. Oops. Thank you. All right. So what I want to do is go ahead and move into our offering. So if you have received some spiritual food, declare it, claim it, and we invite you to go ahead and share your gifts and tithes with us. For we do believe that as we give to that which feeds us spiritually, we receive in return. So there are a number of ways that you can give, and you can actually see those there on the screen. And I just want to thank everyone for your generosity. So please hold your gift to your heart, and let's say our affirmation together. This gift is spirit and form, circulating and blessing. All that it touches, freely I give, and joyfully I receive.
I release and I let go. I let the spirit from my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for love. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for love. I release and I let go. I let the spirit from my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for love. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for love. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for love.
All right. So I bless these gifts and generosity, for I know that they are already manifesting in the growth of this community, and so it is. All right, if you are here for the first time, whether you are online or here in this room, please know that you are generously welcomed. After service again, Christine and myself will be here up front providing prayer, so please feel free to join us. And if you are online, please go to our website, cslnoco.org, and you may submit a prayer request that way. So let's go ahead and move into our benediction and our closing song. So please stand and place your hands on your heart and repeat with me. Maybe. There we go. Nope. Up. Other way. All right, that helps. It's nice to know that technology, it works both ways. All right. May we be at peace. May our hearts remain open. May we awaken to the light of our own true nature. May we be healed. May we be the source of healing for all beings. Love is who I am. Love is who we are. And love is all there is.
2, 3, 4. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. This power that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This power that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This power that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. Once more, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. The world didn't give it. The world didn't